Hello everyone, this is Uday Kumar, Assistant Professor of Physics, working in Dr. B.R.R. Government College at Cherla. You all know that in our last video we started a chapter which is varying and alternating currents. So in our last video we started the topic of the growth and decay of current in an LR circuit. This topic was incomplete, and today we will try to complete this topic. Okay, fine. So this is an LR circuit that we have considered. So our topic is the growth and decay of current in an inductance and resistance circuit, which in short we can call it as LR circuit. You already know what is a varying current and alternating current. In short, I discussed yesterday. So let us assume that this is the circuit that we are considering, and it consists an inductor whose inductance is L and a resistor whose resistance is R. It's a two-way key which consists a battery whose EMF is E. It's a two-way key. That means with the help of this circuit we can study the growth of current and also the decay of current. Okay, so fine. We started to study how the current grows in the circuit when switch S is connected to A. This is what we have done. So when S is connected to, this is S, right? So it is switch S which is connected to A. What happens, this lower part of the circuit gets closed, and because of that, due to this battery whose EMF is E, some current flows through this circuit. Initially at time t is equal to 0, the current that is flowing in this circuit will be 0. Okay, so this we discussed yesterday. As time increases, the current increases because of this source, right? So let us assume that at a particular instant of time t, the current that is flowing in this circuit is I. So now the total EMFs that are present in this circuit will be the first one, which is applied EMF, and because of this inductor an EMF is induced which opposes the growth of the current. So that induced EMF is called as back EMF, and we can write the formula for the induced EMF by minus L into di by dt. I hope you remember this. We studied this in electromagnetic induction in case of Faraday's laws. Okay, so anyway, so now in overall in this circuit, the current that is flowing in this circuit at a particular instant of time t, if I take this as I, the total EMF will be equal to I times capital R, and the total EMF I can write it as E minus L into di by dt, where L into di by dt is the back EMF which opposes the applied EMF. So this equation we try to solve it by using Ohm's law. Also we can write this equation. The effective EMF in the circuit is written as E minus L into di by dt, which becomes equal to I times capital R, where this L di by dt is always taken minus because it always opposes the applied EMF. Okay, on rearranging and simplifying, so all these calculations we have done yesterday. So this also we have done yesterday. So on simplifying the above equation by integration, we got this equation, okay, which is I is equal to I0 times in bracket 1 minus exponential minus R by L into T. So this is the equation which shows how the current is growing in the circuit with respect to time. And if I draw the graph of this current with respect to time, we get this curve. Okay, so this is the mathematical equation that we got when we derive the equation of E minus L di by dt is equal to I times capital R, and that equation, if we draw it in terms of graph, this is how the current grows with respect to time. So remember, time is taken along x-axis and current is taken along y-axis. So as time increases, current increases. Okay, so this we call it as growth of current. Okay, so remember at time t is equal to 0, current will be 0, as you already know. and at time t is equal to infinity, the current reaches its maximum state, maximum value. That maximum value we call it as I0. So this is how we have done. This is up to here. We try to understand in our previous video. Now we try to continue the remaining topics. Sorry, this one also we have done. So in our last video we also tried to understand what is time constant. Time constant is defined as the time in which the current rises from 0 to 63% of its final value. Final value is maximum current, so please remember. So this topic also comes under the case of growth of current. Okay, so here up to here we have done. So now we try to understand how the current is growing with respect to time. Okay, so this is called as the rate of growth of current, which is di by dt. Okay, so fine. The rate of growth of current is mathematically denoted by di by dt. So this I can write it as, so I already derived the formula for I, so substitute that value of I, so you know this, right? So this is the solution of the equation which is V minus L di by dt is equal to I times R, and that I, if I substitute in this equation, I get the formula of di by dt. So so now you just differentiate that I. So this is the value of I that we already got here, right? So this is the equation of current, the growth of current. Substitute that in place of I. If I substitute, I get d by dt of I0 times 1 minus exponential minus R by L into t. Okay, so now if I differentiate this equation, this is the formula that I get. Okay, because I0 is constant, you can write it out. You can write it outside the differentiation, and d by dt of 1 is 0, you know that, and d by dt of minus exponential minus R by L into t is minus exponential minus R by L into t. This is what you get, but you also have to differentiate this minus R by L into t, right? So if you differentiate it, you get one more minus here. So that minus and this minus, they get plus. So this is what you have to understand. I hope it is clear. If you want, I will do it again. So let us try to solve this one. So d by dt of I0. So remember, this I0 is constant, so write it down. And d by dt of 1 is 0. So forget that about that also. Now d by dt of x minus exponential minus R by LT. How much I get? So I0 is constant, which is written outside. So now differentiation of minus exponential minus R by LT, you get as it is, exponential minus R by L into t. This is bracket closed, but you also have to differentiate this minus R by L into t, right? So if I differentiate it, what I get, that I am writing, that means right before the entire expression, I get this as minus R by L. Differentiation of minus R by L into t becomes minus R by L. So this minus and this minus, okay, this minus and this minus, they get positive. That means they become positive. And hence, what are the terms that will be left here? I0 R by L. So can you see this one? We have I0 R by L, and in bracket we will be having exponential minus R by L into t. So these are the equations that I get. On simplifying it, I get I0 R by L as it is, and this exponential minus R by L into t, I can write it as I0 minus I by I0. So this we get it from equation 1 itself. Okay, or else sorry, it's from 1. It's not actually from 1, it is from 4, equation number 4. So from here we get that equation. If you want, I will just do it here itself. So this equation I can write in other form also. How do I write that? I will just have a look at that. So if I send this I0 to left hand side, I can write this equation as I by I0 is equal to 1 minus exponential in brackets minus R by L into t, right? So this is the equation that I get. And if I exchange this if I send exponential to left hand side and I by I0 to right hand side, what I get this as exponential minus r by L into t, and on right hand side you get 1 minus I by I0. So this is the equation that I get. So on right hand side if you simplify, you get it as I0 minus I by I0. So exponential minus r by L into t can be written as I0 minus I by I0. So that formula they are substituting here. Can you see? Okay, this is exponential minus r by L into t, which I can write it as I0 minus I by I0. So in place of exponential minus r by L into t, if I substitute I0 minus I by I0, this I0 gets cancelled, and we get di by dt as r by L times I0 minus I. So this equation shows that the rate of growth of current, so this is what di by dt is the rate of growth of current, decreases as t increases. You know this one, right? You know that as time increases, this I increases, right? So since I0 minus I we have in this bracket, as time increases, I increases, but I0 minus I decreases, and hence di by dt also decreases. So that means initially the current increases very fastly, but as time increases, the growth of current automatically decreases. So that you have to understand here. And moreover, this di by dt also depends on r by L, right? So r by L is nothing but L by R. So if I take that r to the denominator, you can write this as L by R also. And that means L by R is nothing but time constant. You already know that. So I can write this equation as I0 minus I divided by time constant, where time constant is L by R. So it also depends on time constant, which is L by R. So larger the time constant, smaller the growth of current. So that is what you have to understand. So that point is mentioned here: larger the time constant, smaller the rate of the growth of current. So from this equation you can easily say that initially the current grows very rapidly. That means even for smaller intervals of time, the current growth, that means the rate of growth of current will be larger, but as time passes on, the growth in the current automatically decreases. So this is what you have to understand. Okay, and the next one, from the observations that we have made in our last derivations and these derivations, what is the behavior of conductor? Okay, so what is the importance of inductor, not conductor, it's my mistake, please check it out. So behavior of inductor, what is this inductor, how does it behave, so that we can understand it. So when current goes through inductor, you know that back EMF is induced across the inductance L, which opposes the growth of current. We already studied this one. Whenever switch S is connected to A, you know that because of EMF E, the current starts growing. So this growing shows that the current is varying. Okay, so whenever the current is varying or changing, it need not be growing. Even if it decreases, then also it is like the case of changing. So whenever the current is changing, the inductor always opposes that change. The inductor always opposes that change by inducing an EMF, and that back EMF is called as minus L di by dt. So this minus denotes that it opposes the change. If the current is increasing, the inductor tries to decrease it, and if the current is decreasing, the inductor tries to increase it. So that is the meaning of back EMF. Okay, so the growth of, okay, when the steady state is reached, for example, let us assume that once you connect the switch S to A, the current in the circuit is reached to its maximum value. Maximum value means steady state steady state. We can also call it as steady state current, or the maximum value of current that can be flown through that circuit. Okay, so that means when I reaches its maximum value, the condition will be I is equal to I0, right? So when current reaches to its maximum value, mathematically I can write it as I is equal to I0. So if I is equal to I0, from this equation, I0 minus I becomes 0. If I is equal to I0, this part becomes 0. If this is 0, di by dt also 0. If di by dt is 0, this EMF, induced EMF also becomes 0. Is that clear? Remember, it's a chain process. If the current reaches its maximum value, then mathematically I can write it as I is equal to I0. So if I is equal to I0, this part becomes 0. If this is 0, di by dt is 0. If di by dt is 0, induced EMF or back EMF becomes 0. So that means no resistance to the current flow due to inductance. Okay, if there is no back EMF, there will not be any resistance to the current due to inductor, not due to resistor. Okay, so when current reaches its maximum value, the resistance to the current due to inductor automatically, that means it becomes 0. Okay, because of that, in steady state, an inductor acts as a short circuit. Short circuit means though there is an inductor, we cannot feel its presence. For example, if I am walking on, if there is someone who is trying to stop me, I can feel his presence, right? Okay, if no one is stopping me, even if he is there, I can assume as if he is absent. So like that meaning is called as short circuit. Okay, so absent in the sense you cannot completely remove that inductor from the circuit and keep it open. It stays there, but its resistance becomes 0. So that is what you have to understand. This is called as short circuit. Okay, that's it. So this is the behavior of inductor. So that means inductor acts as a short circuit when the current reaches to its maximum value. So that you have to understand. So this is the case of growth of current. So remember, let me just recall what we have done. This is growth and decay of current in an LR circuit. So this is an LR circuit. So it's a two-way key. When switch S is connected to A, the current starts growing, and the equation of the current that is growing with respect to time is found to be this equation. Okay, and from this we also try to understand what is time constant. It is defined as the time in which the current rises from 0 to 63% of its final value. So this is the definition of time constant. And then next we also try to find the rate of growth of current, which is di by dt, and it is found to be I0 minus I by tau. So di by dt is inversely proportional to tau, and as time increases, this di by dt also increases. And from this we also try to understand that if current reaches its maximum value, which is called as steady state, the induced EMF becomes 0, and hence inductor acts as a short circuit. Okay, so that's it. So this is what you have to understand. So now let us move on to the second part of the same topic, which is decay of current. So now we understood what is the growth of current. So the growth of in this I am erasing everything. So this is growth of current, right? So when switch S is connected to A, because of this source, the current starts increasing. So let us assume that once the current reaches its maximum value, once the current is reached to its maximum value, now the switch S is disconnected from A and connected to B. So this is the case that we are going to study now. Okay, so remember, in this circuit already the current that is flowing in this circuit is maximum. Is that clear? Current already that is flowing in this circuit is maximum, because initially the switch S was connected to A. So let us assume that the current that was flowing in that circuit is maximum, okay, which is taken as I0. So now once the current which is reached to its maximum value, which is I0, now disconnect S from A and connect S and B. So now what happens in this circuit? So observe this circuit. The upper part of the circuit is again closed. It is closed, but there is no source in this circuit. There is no source, there is no battery, and because of that the current starts decreasing, which we call it as decay of current. The current starts decreasing. Again, Since the current starts decreasing, let us assume that at a particular instant of time t, if the current that is present in the circuit is I, okay, the same type of derivation again we will do. Okay, at a particular instant of time, if let us assume that I take the current in this upper part of the circuit is I, but this I is decreasing with respect to time, right? I is decreasing now because there is no source in this circuit. So since I is decreasing, again an EMF is induced across L which opposes that change, okay. Again this induced EMF is nothing but which is equal to minus L into di by dt, that's it. Again I use Ohm's law now, okay, but in case of applying Ohm's law to the upper part of the circuits, there is no applied EMF, there is only induced EMF. Is that clear? And what is Ohm's law? You know that Ohm's law is sum of EMFs is equal to the product of currents and resistance. This is Ohm's law, right? Okay, if I use this Ohm's law, what I do get here, or in simple words we can call it as V is equal to IR. So the EMF that is present in the upper part of the circuit is minus L into di by dt. So this is the only EMF we have in the upper part of the circuit now, and this will be equal to I times capital R. Okay, so minus L di by dt is equal to I into capital R becomes the equation of even you can say that this is like Kirchhoff's voltage law also, Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's voltage law, whatever it may be, we get this equation here. Okay, so we just use this equation to get the equation of current which is decaying in the upper part of the circuit. Okay, just solve it, you get an equation of I, that's it. That will be the end of the topic. So that mathematical part we will do now. So what is the equation that we have? So this is minus L into di by dt is equal to IR. So that we will start now. So that this one. Okay, let me take the arrow mark. Okay, so this one. Okay, so remember I am getting I times capital R is equal to minus L into di by dt, and the functioning of L is that it always opposes. L is nothing but inductance of the inductor, right? So this inductance is also a kind of resistance to the current which always opposes the change of the current. So the problem is that because of this inductor, the current will not reach to its maximum value quickly. At the same time, the current will not reach to its zero value from maximum value. It takes some time. So that time, the response of current with respect to time is called as growth of current and also decay of current. Okay, so that means the current, in case of growth of current, the current will not reach to its maximum value at a time. Suddenly it will not reach to its maximum value. Slowly it increases because of inductor, because this inductor opposes the growth of current. Similarly, because of this inductor, the current will not reach from maximum to zero rapidly or quickly, because again this inductor tries to oppose it. Okay, in case of growth, the inductor will not allow the current to grow quickly. Similarly, in case of decay, the inductor will not allow the current to decrease from maximum to zero quickly. It opposes. Because of that opposing nature, it slowly decreases or increases depending on the case. So here we are studying decay of current. In case of decay of current, you already know that initially time t is equal to 0. In case of decay of current, already the current that was flowing in this upper part of the circuit is maximum, which is I0. So once the switch S is disconnected from A and connected to B, what happens? The current, since there is no source, current has to decrease, but that current will not decrease to zero quickly because of inductor. It takes some time, okay, to reach its zero value. And anyway, that response, the response of current with respect to time, we try to derive in terms of mathematical equation, and also we try to understand with the help of graph. So this part is over, right? I already explained how we get this equation. Just simplify it. Current terms are taken to one side and time terms are taken to other side. So if I do, so what I get? So this is di, right? So take I to that side and minus L and dt to this side. If I do so, I get di by I is equal to minus R by L into dt, right? This is just exchanging the terms. So on integrating the above equation, what I get this is integral di by I, right? So that means I get log I, which is equal to this minus r by L is constant. So integral dt becomes t, plus we get some constant of integration. In case of growth of current, we have taken the constant of integration by capital A, and hence here we take it as b. Okay, so that's it. Just not to get confused, we have taken with other term, that's it. But you know that at time t is equal to 0, the current is already maximum, and that maximum current is taken as I is equal to I0, right? I is equal to I0, and hence what I get now, so substitute this condition in equation number 6. If I do so, when time t is equal to 0, I becomes I0. So if I substitute this condition in equation number 6, what I get, so this log e to the base e I becomes I0 when time t is equal to 0. If I substitute t is equal to 0 here, this part becomes 0, okay, and b is written as it is. So that means from this equation I get b is equal to log log to the base e I0. So if I substitute b in equation number 6, so this is 7, right? Substitute this b is nothing but log to the base e I0. So if this b is substituted here, so the same equation I can write it as log to the base e times I is equal to minus r by L into t, plus b is nothing but log to the base e I0. So substitute that. If I do it, and again just simplifying it, I get this equation as this is the equation that we already got here, this one, right? So I written that here. So now simply send this log to the base e I0 to left hand side. If I do that, I get log to the base e I minus log I0 is equal to minus r by L into t. So you know that log m minus log n is nothing but log m by n. Substitute that. If I do that, I get I by I0 is equal to log m minus log n is log m by n. Substitute that. If I do that, I get log to the base e in brackets I by I0 is equal to minus r by L into t. So apply exponential on both sides and simply send this log term to the right hand side. If you do so, you get exponential. So I can write this equation as I by I0 is equal to exponential minus r by Lt, and if I send this I0 to right hand side, I get I is equal to I0 times exponential minus r by L into t. But you know that already the time constant is nothing but L by R, which we already have taken, which is called as time constant. So now this is the equation, mathematical equation of that current that we get while it is decaying. When the switch S is connected to B, since there is no source in the upper part of the circuit, the current has to decrease with respect to time, and that decreasing nature, when we represent it with with graphical graph, with a graph, I get such a curve. So time t is taken along x-axis and I is taken along y-axis. So at time t is equal to 0, initially, in the beginning itself, remember this is the condition. So when time t is equal to 0, the current is already maximum. Because initially we have studied the case of growth of current, right? So the switch S was connected to A, and because of which already the current was maximum, which is taken as I0. So now when the switch S is disconnected from A and connected to B, the current starts decreasing, and the behavior of current with respect to time while it is decreasing is given by this equation, and this is exponential, right? It's an exponential equation that we are getting, and hence even the decay of current is getting as exponential curve. So that you have to understand. Is that clear? So this is the decay of current. So now let us try to understand what is time constant. Again, we studied this time constant in case of growth of current. Also, even here also we can study this time constant in case of decay of current also. You know that this is I is equal to I0 exponential minus r by L into t, which we already got here. So if I substitute t is equal to L by R, which we call it as time constant, in this equation, what happens, this is r by L and this t becomes L by R, right? So they get cancelled and I get in bracket minus 1, exponential minus 1. So I can write this as 1 by E, but you already know that E is nothing but 2.718, and if I substitute that 2.718 here and solve it, I get 0.37 I0. So this 0.37 I can write it as 37 by 100, which also can be written as 37% of I0. So that means the time constant's definition is already known to you in case of growth of current. Here we are getting one more definition of time constant. So the time constant is also defined as the time interval in which the current decays to 37% of the maximum current during decay. So that means in simple words we can say that the time constant is defined as the time interval in which the current grows from 0 to 63% of maximum value, which we already have tried to understand this in case of growth of current. That was 63% of its maximum value. This is 37% of its maximum value. Okay, so but this is the case of decay. So time constant is also defined as the time in which the current decays to 37% of the maximum value of current, which is I0 during decay. So this is another definition of the time constant. I hope it is clear. And similarly we also try to understand what is this rate of decay, how the current decreases with respect to time. So di by dt, that means I already know the equation of I. So this is I. If I differentiate this, I get di by dt. So I can find di by dt with the help of this equation. So just differentiate this I. So this is the equation of current that we got. If I differentiate this equation, I get this calculation we already have done it. I0 is constant, bring it out. This is here. So differentiation of exponential is exponential, and exponential of that factor is again differentiated with respect to time. If I do so, I get minus r by l as a coefficient. So this I0 exponential minus r by l into t is nothing but I, right? So just substitute it as it is. So minus r by l into I you get. So if I send this minus to the left hand side, I get minus di by dt is equal to r by l into I. So this minus di by dt is nothing but the decay of current. So this decay of current is larger when time constant RL is small. Time constant is in denominator, right? L by R. Time constant is nothing but L by R. So this decay of constant will be larger when the time constant is small. So this is what you have done. Remember, we take minus here because the current is decreasing. So this is called as decay of current. And in case of growth of current, we have just taken di by dt, not minus. In case of growth of current, current will be increasing and hence it is positive. Di by dt will be positive. But here, in case of decay, di by dt will be negative, and hence to represent the decay of current, we just have taken this minus here. That's it. So this is the decay of current. I hope everything is clear. We try to understand the growth of current and decay of current in terms of, that means, mathematical equations, and also we try to understand the growth and decay in terms of time constants. So how the growth of current or decay of current depends on time constant, and we also try to understand the growth and decay of currents mathematically. So all these things we try to understand here, and I hope it is clear. We will stop right now, and in our next video we will try to understand again the growth and decay of charge in CR circuit. Okay, in today's video we try to understand what is an LR circuit. In our next video we try to understand how the current grows and decays in case of CR circuit. That is what we are going to do in our next video. I will stop here. Thank you.